Would you trust your own brother to guard your father's last wish? At 3:14 a.m., an evidence envelope vanished from a probate archive. They called it a filing delay, he called it betrayal. And when the will surfaced, every signature except one looked rehearsed. Stay with me until the very end, and don't forget to tap like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. What follows puts power on trial and reveals how blood can become a contract's casualty. Elliot Granger sat in his mother's cedar-scented living room, the will's photocopy spread before him. Every page bore his father's meticulous initials except the last. The attorney's clerk had noted the gap, but Nathan brushed it off. Dad was tired that day, he'd said. Yet the missing mark gnawed at Elliot like a loose floorboard, hinting at something underneath. Outside, Oregon rain tapped against the porch rail, steady, accusing, as if counting the unspoken lines between brothers. Nathan's smile filled the attorney's office. It's simple, Elliot. You get the cabin, I handle the estate. The division sounded fair until Elliot saw the appraisal figures. Someone had slashed the family home's market value by half, turning equal share into quiet theft. Marla Jennings, the estate lawyer, caught his glance. Request the official copy, she whispered. Her pen paused over the probate form 27B. In that pause, Elliot heard the first echo of a fight he never wanted to start. County records arrived 2 weeks later. 3 signatures were wet ink originals, one looked mechanically replicated. Marla tilted the page under light. Someone used a pressure plate. Nathan laughed over the speakerphone. Conspiracy theory, Marla? The sound of ice clinking in his glass made Elliot's stomach turn. She logged it as an evidence envelope number 0147 for court. Outside her office window, a maintenance truck idled with its hazards on as if warning that a system was already overheating. Family friends began choosing sides. At Helen Granger's memorial dinner, Nathan stood to toast. Our father taught us loyalty. Elliot's glass froze midair. Loyalty? The word landed like a verdict. Aunt Joan leaned in. He's been meeting with a realtor, dear. Elliot forced a smile, eyes on the portrait of their mother above the mantel, the empty frame where his father's photo used to hang. Some truths, he thought, were deleted before they were ever framed. By March, county probate officers called for verification. Nathan didn't show. His assistant emailed a PDF with metadata dating 2 days after their father's death. Marla zoomed in on the timestamp, 3:14 a.m., the same hour the archive log noted a door opened. Somebody accessed the vault, she said. Elliot's hands shook. What did he change? She closed the file quietly. Enough to inherit the rest. And then the copier stopped humming at 3:14 a.m. The vault technician swore under oath that his badge was cloned. County IT records showed 2 entries seconds apart. Elliot scribbled names in his notebook, his handwriting tight, methodical. He'd spent a career valuing objects by what people claimed they were worth, now he was measuring truth the same way. Find the scanner's serial number, Marla said. Forgery leaves a machine's fingerprint. When Elliot looked up, Nathan's social feed showed him smiling beside a new SUV. Caption, hard work pays. The irony bit through glass. A week later, Marla found a duplicate PDF in the clerk's recycle folder. Hidden metadata, printer QID matching Nathan's law office. She printed the audit trail, sealed it, and initialized each page. Chain of custody, she said. Elliot watched her red pen draw the initials MJ, the only honest mark he trusted. Outside, Portland's sky shifted from drizzle to storm, as if mirroring his resolve to stop treating family as synonymous for safety. Nathan filed for summary approval before Elliot could object. The judge scheduled a hearing for late April. In the hallway, Elliot passed Nathan, who didn't break stride. Drop it, he murmured. It's just paper. Elliot stopped at the clerk's desk, staring at the stamp machine slamming dates onto forms. Each impact sounded like a heartbeat he refused to lose. Paper, he thought, was exactly how people rewrote history. Public tension rose after a local blog posted about a family probate dispute gone strange. Comments split between greed and justice. Elliot read them silently in a coffee shop downtown. A barista set down his cup. Hard week? He nodded. On his phone screen, the headline flashed, Evidence envelope number 0147 temporarily missing. The first proof was now a ghost, and the city was starting to notice. Nathan's attorney filed a motion to disqualify Marla for conflict of interest. The claim rested on a seminar photo taken years ago, her beside Elliot at a property conference. Desperation, Marla said. But the court clerk froze her access to digital records pending review. Elliot watched his ally turn into a suspect overnight. He didn't sleep that night. He reread his father's handwritten notes under a desk lamp, seeking truth in the loops of ink. A key anomaly surfaced in county audit logs. The probate system recorded 2 scans of the same will 5 minutes apart from different terminals. IT confirmed Nathan's login was active on one. Marla's was locked out on the other. Someone used her account remotely, Elliot said. The auditor nodded. Digital fingerprints clear. For the first time, justice looked mathematical. The rule he invoked became the proof of his lie. County officers asked Elliot to produce the original drafts of his father's estate notes. He retrieved a spiral notebook from a locked drawer, his father's handwriting uneven from illness but unmistakably authentic. Marla examined the curvature of the G's. Your brother's version uses digital curves, this one trembles. Elliot realized forgery wasn't only about greed, it was about erasing weakness. His father's humanity had been edited out, line by line, for profit disguised as love. A retired paralegal named Dorsey called Marla. I saw that name, Granger, on an old case. Same notarize, same date manipulation. She faxed a copy of the prior will to their office. The witness signature matched Nathan's co-worker. Marla smiled grimly. Pattern of behavior. Elliot stared at the faded blue fax paper curling at the edges. Evidence traveled through decades, he thought, carrying ghosts who refused to rest until truth surfaced again. Nathan's social media now flaunted luxury, vineyard photos, a caption, legacy secured. Elliot printed them for the file. Marla sighed, people confess most loudly when they think they've won. He nodded. Beneath her desk lay a cardboard box labeled subpoena prep. Inside, the evidence envelope number 0147 reappeared, delivered anonymously overnight. The seal was slit, but the contents were intact, original ink, real pressure marks. Someone inside the system wanted the truth to live. Marla filed a motion citing potential tampering of probate archives. The judge approved a preliminary hearing. In the courthouse corridor, Nathan whispered, "You'll ruin the family name." Elliot answered quietly, "You already did." His voice echoed off marble floors, steadier than he felt. Behind him, a janitor polished the brass plaque reading Justice Department, County Probate Division. It gleamed too bright, like everything people tried to keep spotless while hiding stains underneath. Nathan's lawyer objected to chain of custody evidence. Speculative, he said. But the clerk's own logbook contradicted him. Elliot caught a glimpse of the page entries rewritten in darker ink. They tried to overwrite history, Marla muttered. The judge allowed digital verification. The courtroom monitor blinked, timestamp flickering, 3:14 a.m. again. Gasps whispered through the benches. Nathan's jaw tightened. That number followed him like a conscience-made numeric. At night, Elliot returned to his mother's house. The empty frame above the mantel still waited for his father's photo. He dusted its edges, whispering, "We'll fill it when this is over." On the table lay unopened mail, property tax notices addressed to Nathan. Greed had deadlines, too. Outside, wind chimes trembled against the rain. Every sound felt like his parents asking, "Will you protect what's left of us?" One detail was always there, buried in plain sight. A neighbor dropped by with an envelope. "This came by mistake," she said. Inside was a property insurance letter listing Nathan as sole beneficiary. The date preceded the official reading by 6 days. Marla photographed it, marking metadata for court. "Premeditation," she whispered. Elliot's throat tightened. The betrayal wasn't spontaneous, it was rehearsed. His father's illness had been a countdown Nathan had already timed for opportunity. The hearing drew reporters. Cameras caught Nathan stepping from a black sedan, smile rehearsed, suit crisp. Elliot arrived by bus, holding the red folder of documents. Marla handed him her notes. Truth's quieter, but it echoes longer. In the courtroom, fluorescent lights buzzed like nerves. Nathan took the stand, swearing on the same Bible their father once used. For the first time, Elliot wondered if oaths meant anything without memory. Nathan testified that their father emailed the final will digitally signed. The IT specialist frowned. No such platform authorized by county systems. Marla projected metadata showing creation from a private account logged after death certificate issuance. Gasps rippled again. Nathan's gaze darted toward the clerk's desk. The hearing docket number on screen 22-458 was already etched in news notes. The truth wasn't just personal anymore, it was public record. And then the meeting room fell silent. After court recess, Elliot walked outside into a drizzle. Reporters asked questions he couldn't answer. Marla joined him under an umbrella. Evidence envelope number 0147 holds weight, but we need motivation. He looked at the courthouse dome glistening like cold conviction. He wanted validation, Elliot said. Dad trusted me with appraisal reports, not him. Jealousy, dressed as fairness, that was Nathan's poison. Motive clarified itself not in words, but in old wounds reopened. At Marla's office, they combed through financial logs. One payment stood out, $12,000 wired to Calder Sign Services. She dialed the number, disconnected. A quick search showed the company dissolved 5 years ago. Fraud front. Elliot leaned back, dizzy from revelations stacking like debt. Every lie he told came with an invoice, he muttered. They printed receipts, labeling them Exhibit K. Each page became a ledger of betrayal dressed as business. Late evening. Marla's assistant brought coffee and whispered, "We found something in spam mail." It was a scanned notarization slip dated a day before Nathan filed. The notary's signature mismatched his registration form. "Dosed witness," Marla said. Elliot felt both relief and grief. The more truth surfaced, the uglier the memory of family became. The office clock clicked toward midnight, time, too, demanding testimony. The air conditioner click was louder than any voice in the room. The small victory came the next morning. The county reinstated Marla's record access. Elliot watched her log back in, screens flickered open like reopened trust. "Digital honesty has been restored," she said. He exhaled for the first time in weeks. Yet beneath relief, anticipation stirred, the kind that comes before storms, not after. On his phone, an alert, probate appeal hearing advanced to Monday. Nathan wasn't retreating, he was accelerating. Artifact number 1 payoff. During discovery, the evidence envelope number 0147 was unsealed before Judge Alvarez. Inside lay 2 wills, one authentic, one altered. Forensic light exposed different ink batches. This one, the expert said, was printed, not written. The crowd murmured. Elliot gripped the bench edge, remembering his father's unsteady pen. The truth glowed ultraviolet, vindicating his doubt. Nathan's lawyer objected weakly. The judge raised a hand. Objection overruled. Continue. Marla advised caution. He'll counterattack emotionally now. That afternoon, Nathan called Elliot. "We can still fix this," he said softly. "Drop charges, we split proceeds quietly." Elliot listened to static between words, the sound of relationships decomposing. "You forged Dad's name," he replied. Silence. Then, he'd have wanted us both happy. Elliot hung up, realizing happiness built on fraud was just better wallpaper overwrought. Artifact number 2 revealed. Cleaning staff at courthouse storage found a misplaced red folder labeled Granger Private. Inside, a photocopy showing Nathan's handwritten practice signatures, dozens of them. The janitor delivered it to Marla. "Found it behind the copier," he said. Elliot whispered thanks. Proof hid in plain sight, waiting for honesty brave enough to notice. They logged it, time-stamped, and chain-sealed. The red folder glowed against beige walls like conscience in color form. Elliot drove to the family cemetery that evening. He stood by his parents' gravestone, rain-washing dust from marble. "Dad, I wish you'd made us talk," he said aloud. Grief pressed heavier than anger. Beneath wet soil, legacy felt fragile, less about money, more about how memory is priced. Lightning flashed, catching his reflection in the polished stone. For the first time, he saw himself not as a victim, but a witness. Back in court, Nathan produced a surprise witness, his co-worker, Tom Raines, claiming he'd seen their father sign. But Marla displayed a photo timestamp that same moment, Tom attending a company gala. The room buzzed. Lies collapsed under their own math. The judge scribbled notes. Nathan's composure cracked, sweat traced his temple. Justice didn't shout, it calculated. The printer spat out page 44, the one they deleted. Investigators linked the fake notarization to a defunct office Nathan once leased. The leaseholder's digital ID matched his secondary email. Elliot watched the puzzle lock into place. He built his crime inside familiarity, Marla said. Each piece of evidence came from trust misused. That realization hurt most. Betrayal required access granted by love. Without that, it couldn't breathe. When prosecutors joined the civil case, Nathan's expression shifted from confidence to dread. Intent to defraud carried potential jail time. Reporters camped outside the courthouse, comments sections filled with amateur moralists. Elliot ignored them. He'd learned that truth's reward wasn't applause, it was silence free of lies. Marla advised patience. Systems grind slow, she said. But they grind. Artifact number 3 payoff. A transcript page from the original probate interview emerged, showing Nathan's admission, Dad left everything equal. The line, once redacted, now restored through backup recovery. The judge accepted it as final proof. Nathan slumped in his chair. The court officer whispered, case turning. For Elliot, it wasn't triumph, it was released, like air returning after long suffocation. Nathan isolated himself during recess, sitting alone at the corridor bench. His lawyer whispered harshly, Nathan only stared ahead. Cameras caught his blank expression, regret masquerading as composure. Elliot passed by quietly, no satisfaction in his step. Family had become evidence, brotherhood, a docket entry. In that sterile hallway, both men realized love had a paper trail too, and theirs just ended. Court resumed with testimony from handwriting experts. They displayed overlays on monitors, magnifying ink pressure patterns. Authentic line shows hesitation, forged line is smooth, one said. Nathan's forgery was too perfect to be human. Marla leaned on Elliot. Perfection is its own confession. He almost smiled. Outside, thunder rolled, nature's gavel echoing the courtroom's rhythm. Turning point. Judge Alvarez addressed both sides. This court values reconciliation, but not without truth. Nathan attempted an apology. I panicked. I thought he'd favor Elliot. His voice cracked. The confession wasn't noble, it was cornered. Still, it cracked the room's tension. The judge nodded. Let the record show admission under oath. Every screen froze at once, the audit is now public. The county IT broadcast automatically uploaded the hearing to public archives. Within hours, local news aired excerpts. Comment threads flooded with empathy for Elliot. He muted notifications. Vindication felt quieter than expected, like a storm passing over while you stand still. Marla smiled gently. Public opinion can't restore trust, but it can protect precedent. He nodded, grateful for the process even when it hurt. Public reaction split communities, half praised Elliot's persistence, half called it family betrayal. Talk shows debated blood versus justice. Elliot turned out. He spent mornings repairing his mother's porch steps, reclaiming peace in wood and nails. Healing, he learned, sounded like hammers, not headlines. Nathan remained under supervision, estate frozen pending restitution. The silence between them grew into a distance that Mercy couldn't bridge yet. When restitution letters arrived, Elliot refused extra compensation. "Transfer Mom's jewelry to a local museum," he requested. Marla raised an eyebrow. "Sure." He nodded. "She'd rather her memories serve others than divide us further." That act, small yet radical, reframed loss into service. Sometimes redemption isn't forgiveness, it's repurposing pain into public well. Months later, Elliot visited the museum exhibit. Behind glass, his mother's necklace rested under soft light. The plaque read, "Donated by the Granger family in honor of Helen and Robert." No mention of scandal, only love remembered. Standing there, he felt time's slow grief rearranging itself into gratitude. Outside, sirens rose. Inside, a cursor hovered over Restore. Justice mechanism activated. County prosecutors finalized plea terms: Nathan to repay appraisal losses, perform community service, and issue formal apology. Elliot declined restitution hearing attendance. "Let records, not resentment, close this," he told Marla. For the first time, his voice carried peace, not proof. Truth had finally stopped needing defense, it simply existed. Relief came quietly. Elliot woke without dread, brewed coffee, and opened curtains to clear sky. The same street once shadowed by whispers now just hosted morning light. Marla emailed, "Case closed officially." He replied with a simple thank you. No exclamation mark, no fanfare. Just closure, digitally signed by Calm. Institutional ripples widened. County probate introduced biometric verification for will submissions, citing the Granger case. Law journals analyzed its precedent. Elliot skimmed one article headline and closed the tab. Legacy, he thought, can teach even when it hurts. Nathan's name would appear in footnotes, his own in lessons learned. Justice had become policy. Emotional closure began on an autumn morning. Elliot repainted the family cabin's shutters, scent of pine mixing with distant rain. He placed his father's authentic signature copy inside a frame on the wall, this time, complete. The frame wasn't empty anymore, it carried proof and forgiveness side by side. Outside, wind rustled leaves like gentle applause for peace restored. Vindication scene. At a community legal aid seminar, Marla presented their case study. Elliot attended silently in the back row. When the audience applauded, he didn't stand. Recognition wasn't why he fought. He fought because silence had started to sound dishonest. Watching young paralegals take notes, he felt his father's principle live again, integrity measured not by inheritance, but by what one refuses to fake. Restoration of dignity unfolded subtly. Nathan sent a handwritten letter from his mandated workshop. "I'm sorry for what I became," it read. No excuses. Elliot read it twice, then placed it behind the framed signature, not visible, but preserved. Some apologies, he decided, belong behind glass too, seen only by those who need closure, not revenge. Calm returned to the Granger estate. The porch light burned steadily again. Elliot kept his evenings quiet, radio low, and coffee warm. He'd stopped checking comments online, public curiosity had moved on. Healing, he realized, isn't cinematic, it's routine rebuilt. His reflection in the window looked older, yes, but also freer. Reflective pause. He visited the courthouse one last time to sign final discharge papers. The clerk smiled. "Closure feels different, huh?" He nodded. In her drawer lay countless similar files, families divided, reconciled, forgotten. As he stepped outside, sunlight glinted off courthouse glass, momentarily blinding him. When vision cleared, he saw only the sky. No signatures, no screens, just freedom. Lesson clarified. Elliot met Marla at a diner. She asked, "What did all this teach you?" He stirred his coffee. "That truth doesn't destroy families, lies do. The law just gives it language." She smiled. "Then maybe we both did our jobs." Outside, a child laughed near a newspaper stand carrying the headline "Justice for the Grangers." He exhaled, ready to move forward. Evening light filtered through the living room window, settling on the once empty frame now filled, his father's photo beside a signed note reading love without conditions. Elliot straightened it, stepped back, and let silence complete the story. Some inheritances are measured in property. Others, in peace reclaimed. This story is inspired by true events. Names and details have been changed to protect privacy. If you believe stories like this deserve to be heard, subscribe to this channel and never miss the next case where truth prevails.